Welcome back. Have you ever wondered what separates rich people from the middle class besides just the size of their balance in their bank accounts? Well, mental toughness expert Steve Siebold says it's the way people think about money. In his new book, How Rich People Think, Siebold breaks down 100 differences in thinking between how rich people look at money versus how the middle class looks at money. We, of course, are joined by Mr. Siebold now. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So as you started researching this book and you started to meet rich people, find out about their habits, how did this change your approach?
Well, I realized why I was broke. I was thinking completely in the opposite direction of the wealthy about money, and I just couldn't believe it was that profound. But it was.
So it's rather simple then.
It's simple. There's a lot of differences between the wealthy and the middle class in terms of thinking about money. I mean, there's tons of them. I put 100 of them in the book, but there are actually many more than that. It's like they're living on a different planet than the rest of us. It's amazing.
I thought it was interesting when you talked about how the middle class America talks about, money is the root of all evil, but whereas a rich person will say that poverty is the root of all evil. Explain that to us.
The people that really think that are obsessed with money, if you think about it, are people who are broke, that don't have any money. I've been there. I don't know about you, but I've been there. And you can't think about anything else. It's like when you're hungry. You can't think about anything but food until you get something to eat. It's the same way. So the wealthy end up thinking about money in more positive terms and what they can do, how they can help people, philanthropy, that type of thing. Opportunity, freedom, all the good things. Whereas if you're broke, you're just terrified about how you're going to make your next mortgage payment.
Well, we've just come through this, we're coming through this recession, I should say, because we're just at the beginning, perhaps, of the end.
We're hoping, right?
We don't know, we hope. So what are the lessons that we should be learning about kind of regaining what we've lost in the last couple years here? I
think one of them is just developing a positive relationship with money, looking at money as a positive thing, that you can do all kinds of, it can give you freedom that nothing else can. It's not going to make you happier, but it's going to give you freedom and opportunity like nothing else, and start looking at it in positive ways so you can attract more money, so you take action to develop more money, and that's really the beginning.
So, and also that can sometimes require some risk taking, right?
Sometimes it can. I mean, the wealthy take very calculated risks. In other words, they don't like to play the slot machines, they like to own the slot machines. So they're very calculated, very strategic about money, but they do take some risks like anyone else does, sure.
So if you're going to leave us with a couple of tips, just for today, where we can start before we read your book, what are you going to tell us? I
would say stop being afraid. If you're afraid, stop being afraid of money. Start looking at money through the eyes of abundance and opportunity as opposed to fear and scarcity, which is what most of us have been taught in school and by, all these people of influence when we were children, and we see money as a necessary evil. Don't see it like that. See it through the eyes of freedom, liberty, and all the good things.
It's an opportunity, not something to be afraid of.
Absolutely. You can live life on your own terms if you have enough money. It's not about materialism, it's about freedom.
Yeah, very good. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to meet you. Excellent information. Of course, you should all pick up the book, How Rich People Think by Steve